Mr. Sowersby said, Craig, big up yourself for the Graham Hunter interview. Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. Graham Hunter is my icon. Graham Hunter was the reason that I started making content. I've been lucky enough to interview Graham Hunter now on, I think, 3 occasions. And I'm lucky enough to be able to call Graham Hunter a friend now, which is more than I ever would have hoped for. And I mean that sincerely. We keep in contact on WhatsApp and stuff. I met him again at that La Liga TV launch, and it was a pleasure. And Graham's been very good to us in coming on and having chats with us. It's very difficult because, I do this show and I do it on my own. And when I say I do it on my own, I mean it's me and a microphone and a camera. Connor does all the hard work, and I get the glory. He does all the messy stuff, and he should get way more credit than I get. But to interview somebody is a completely different thing, and something that I never thought I would do. So to be able to have these interviews with Graham Hunter and stuff, it gives me a bit more confidence, because it allows me to hone my skills, if you want to say that, with doing this type of stuff. And again, I never thought I'd be in a position to be having conversations with the likes of Graham Hunter and stuff. So it's a pleasure, and I'm just, as I keep saying to everybody, I'm going to blag this shit until I can't blag it anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't think too highly of myself. I don't know why people watch every week. I don't know why the numbers have grown to how they are. But I've always said, I don't know why people watch, but I'm extremely grateful that they do. And I'm in a very good place at the minute. My life's going really well. My family are healthy. I have a wonderful family life, as you guys know. I've come back from a very, very low point in my life 4 to 6 weeks ago to be where I am now, which is feeling better than I felt in 10 years, maybe. And I go around each day now with a smile on my face, and I look forward to 8:30 when I get to come on here and talk with you guys. And it was lovely last night to be able to spend a few minutes at the end of the stream talking about mental health and stuff as well, because I think during times that we're going through right now, that's very important as well, that people feel they can speak up if they're going through a hard time, and it's okay to ask for help. Because we'll all struggle. There'll be, people will be having feelings right now that they've never experienced before. And I just want those people, particularly younger people, to know that, speak up. Speak up, ask for help. It's alright. It doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you're struggling. And I've had many, many helping hands from people, and I expect to have many, many more. And if you are one of those people that are going through a tough time right now, then, you're not on your own. Just speak up. And a problem shared is a problem halved and all that. That's all I want to say on it. In-gear driving school said, because you're brilliant. I'm not, mate. I really amn't. I mean, I've got no special talents whatsoever. I'm not a professional in any sense of the word. I curse too much. I probably mutter a little bit too much and do some stupid cheesy shit at times. But what I can promise you is what you see on here is me. That's all I can say. Top bloke. It takes balls to talk about mental health. Needs bringing into normal world stuff. It absolutely does, Bob. I've been somebody that's been an advocate for speaking up about mental health for a very long time, because I've never felt ashamed of it. Why should I? I have so many problems, mate, as do other people. I don't leave the house. I've spoken about that before. I've left the house 3 times since March. I suffer with terrible anxiety disorders. This is my release. This is what makes me smile, and this is what's given me the confidence to grow into the person that I am. So each and every one of you guys out there that have watched and shared this video and dropped a like and stuff, you have helped me more than you'll ever know, and I've said that time again. So if that provides any glimmer of hope or inspiration to somebody else, brilliant. I'm happy. I'll take credit for that, and I don't take credit for much things, because as I said, I don't have any special skill set. Nor am I a professional, so I would always urge somebody to talk to a family member, or talk to a teacher, or talk to your GP. But mental health does need to be brought into the everyday conversations in life, mate. You're right, because I think we all know somebody that has suffered with mental health. I mean, I'll go a little bit step further, and I'm sorry to take this to a dark place, but yesterday was my dad's birthday. My dad died 18 years ago. My dad drank himself to death. My dad was my best friend. My dad was my hero. And my life started to fall apart after he died. My mother committed suicide and took her own life, unfortunately, as well. I'm an only child, so I've never had any siblings to share that with, and I've just been very fortunate that I've had a good lady wife and 2 amazing kids and great in-laws that have provided support to me through these tough times. And I never thought I'd dig my way back up out of that hole, but if you'll allow me just to go on for a couple of minutes here, this is how it started. If you ever wondered how Anfield Agenda came to be, it came to be from me being in a really, really bad place. And I joined social media just to start to get to know Liverpool Twitter a little bit. Because I thought, hey, look, let's go on and see if you can join Twitter and interact with Liverpool fans and maybe, you know, make a couple of mates. So I started out on Twitter and I didn't use my real name. I used a fake name at the time. Cop Jaffer was the name that I used back in the day. And then the opportunity came up to write some articles for Anfield Index. I'm sure you guys are aware of Anfield Index. Gags and Nina and the gang over there put out great stuff. So I had an opportunity to write some articles for Anfield Index. Again, I did so under the fake name Cop Jaffer. That then led to an opportunity presenting itself to become a guest on one of their podcasts. So Anfield Index used to do the Writers podcast. So I put the articles out there, and my first one, I fully expected people to come back and say to me, my God, mate, what are you on about? Fuck off. But it was okay. I mean, my grammar is terrible, you know, but what I put out there, people weren't too bad with. They were okay about me talking about Liverpool, and I felt confident enough to speak about it because, as I said, I've been involved in football my entire life. So that went to me being able to go on the podcast, and I went on the first podcast, and this is no word of a lie. I've said this to people before. Nina might even be able to back this up if she ever sees this, because Nina was producing the first podcast. I threw up in the bathroom before I did the first podcast because I was so nervous. So I did the podcast, and that led to a couple more podcasts, and I started to get the taste for it, and I thought, okay, confidence grew a little bit. I thought I'll use my real name now. So we started our own podcast then, and I used my own name, and podcasts had some ups and some downs. Some people joined and left and went to other podcasts, and some fallouts, and I was in a bad place, and you know, shit happened. I fell out with some people, there was some ill feeling, and it all came from a bad place. So then Connor came along, and we started Anfield Agenda, and I'm kind of glossing over a few things here, it's a long story. And Connor said, let's go onto YouTube. And I said, buddy, I'm 30, I think I was 37 at the time. I'm too old to be going onto YouTube. Who the fuck wants to listen to me on YouTube? So we did our first YouTube video, and it felt natural, and I loved it, because when you put a podcast out there, you throw a podcast out into the world, and you hope that people like what you have to say, or at least don't hate what you have to say, but you don't really know what the story is. So we did our first YouTube stream, and I'd never watched YouTube from a footballing perspective before, so I'd never seen the United stand, I'd never seen True Geordie, because that wasn't my background. I wasn't somebody that watched YouTube, so I didn't know what you were supposed to do. So I came into the first stream, and I immediately, a couple of people came into the chat, and I just started chatting with them. I just started talking with their comments, going back and forth. And then people started to watch because it was different. People came in and they're like, oh, this guy actually responds. But I didn't know that people didn't. I didn't know that a lot of YouTube content was pre-recorded, or that some people don't interact. To me, interaction always felt normal. And as that interaction grew and people started to subscribe and watch more, and my confidence grew. And as my confidence grew, my home life became better. And as my home life became better, the problems that I had didn't seem as unsurmountable or insurmountable as they once did. And through that and a lot of therapy and psychology and medication, and we get to where we are here right now. And even that video where I said goodbye on the channel, people say to me, why did you leave that up? Like, why don't you take that down? It's embarrassing. No, I refuse to take it down because I'm not ashamed of it. That was me in a bad place, and it's important that people see that you can be in a bad place and you can come back from it. Nothing has to be definitive. Nothing has to define your life. There is many avenues and ways back. So I left the video up. To be fair, 99% of people have been extremely kind, and you always get some people that, you know, want to take cheap shots, but that's par for the course of what I do. So again, I just want to, sorry for that long-winded story there, but it's just been a mad run. It's just been a fucking mad run, and I can't believe that stuff with Villa thing has been seen by over 12 million people. I can't believe Anfield Agenda has grown to where it has. I can't believe we've had record month after record month, and I'll be forever grateful for it. I'll be forever grateful for the day I met Connor, and I'll be forever thankful to you guys. So look, Again, I don't mean to go off on these tangents, but I'm going to end it there because I'm starting to get a bit totes emotion here, ladies and gents. But look, thank you again, and look, I look forward to coming on tomorrow and we'll talk about the Reds and we'll get back looking ahead to the game against Everton. So look, hit that subscribe button if you've enjoyed the stream, drop a like on the video as always, and massive love and respect to each and every one of you, and hold your heads up high, and look, we're the champions, don't ever forget that, and I'll see you fantastic people tomorrow. Up the Reds.